ladies and gents, and welcome to another episode of the Family Podcast with your two favorite brothers. My name is Sammy.
My name is Don.
And welcome to the show, everybody. Today, we've got a special person in the building. Welcome, Drazzy, to the show.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I like the fact that you call me a special person. I love that, man.
Of course, man, of course. So, how you doing, man?
I'm good. But can I just say something, yeah?
Yeah, go to.
No homo, but you two dudes got the perfect hairlines, man. Like, I feel embarrassed, man. Seriously.
Hey, that's funny.
My hairline is deceased.
Bro,
It's R.I.P. for me, bro.
do you know what's mad, yeah? I feel like when I take my hair finally out of cane roads, yeah, and I start to cut it back, I know that I've lost some front lawn, you get me?
Bro, you ain't lost as much as I've lost, so trust me, man.
Listen, fam,
grateful.
we've got to work with what we've got,
I know,
fam. Like,
man.
still, you get what I'm saying? Still smooth and sexy, you get me?
Yeah,
We
trust
all
me,
got to
man.
get there sometime,
bro.
innit? So
Yeah.
enjoy what you have, and
I
then
know,
when
man.
it's gone, move into the next era
That's
with
it.
grace. You see me?
Usually I cut it bold, but I didn't have no time.
Oh, okay, fair.
Fatherhood, man, you know what I mean?
Bro.
Crying baby and
You
that.
know.
That's you two's bag still, man.
You know what? Yeah,
Can't
it's mad.
relate.
I tell everybody, yeah, that the day my daughter was born, I saw my first grey hair.
Mad.
You're actually right. You're actually
Mad.
You're actually right. Yeah. You're actually right. I saw my first grey hair in my beard either when she was born or just before she was born.
Mm.
You see, it's like that, bro.
Right.
Be careful if you're gonna go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, man.
That's it, the risk, yeah.
There's a lot of side effects.
Hey.
So we usually start by asking a question like what was your household like? Would you remember about
My
growing
household?
up? Yeah, growing up.
Oi. Fufu, Uncle,
Okay.
Kinky,
Yes.
Yeah.
Komi,
Okay.
Kina, Chuffy,
Yeah.
Wachi, Jollof, Supermo.
Good food, yeah.
Mm.
Good food. Education was number one.
Yeah.
My dad was like bang on education because my dad was he wasn't like privileged growing up. My dad was a villager. So he made it, he came to the city, he came to Accra and he made it big time. So he just wanted his kids to have the opportunities that he never had. So he was serious, like so strict, it was scary. Do you know what I mean? My mum was on it, but she was a bit laid back. So my household was very much education, religion, and just good food.
That's mad.
Yeah.
It's mad that you say.
Yeah,
Was you gonna say
No,
that?
no,
You was
bro.
gonna say it. Innit? Yeah, it's mad that you say that because mostly in African families, I find the reverse.
Is it?
Yeah.
In our house,
Yeah.
innit? My mum was the one that was bang on the education.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
my
damn,
mum,
okay.
They're laid back.
You know,
Yeah.
my dad's laid back. He's a cool
Actually,
cat,
some
innit?
of our families, it differs, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
it
wild.
does
Yeah.
differ,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
what I've noticed about Ghanaian families is one person is on it. One person cares about education more than
More
the
than the other, yeah. I think with me, obviously, because my father's situation, I think was more of a psychological thing for him because he didn't get the opportunity, so he didn't want his sons to go through what he went through because obviously he had to hustle hard to make it. My dad made it big time, so he had to hustle hard. You know what I mean? From a village to the city, you know. So it wasn't easy for him. So I think he probably looked at us and thought, "No way, you're gonna go through what I'm going through." Well, my mom was like, "You are smart, so you'll be okay. You know, you are my son. You are smart." You know?
Yeah.
It's interesting because with our mum in it, her dad was like that because he had a lot of girls in it.
My pops, man.
He was like, you have to be an asset.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, men will degrade you.
Yes.
If you don't have an education and you can't stand up on your own 2 feet, men will do what they want with you.
Yeah.
You know, but if you can add something to a man's life, he will value you. And even if he doesn't, you've got the self-respect and the tools to walk out.
Yes.
See that? Yeah, I proper respect it now.
Yeah.
Like proper respect it now. Like, many people ask me, "Oh, Don, you not thinking about getting married?" Yeah, I am, but fam, if they don't have that, things that my granddad was instilling in my mum from early, my aunties from early, yo, wahala, bro.
It's deep what you said about your dad had a lot of girls because my father had a lot of daughters as well, and I think that's probably another reason why he was bang on the education. I think he probably felt like not just the boys, but want the girls to make sure they're good when I'm gone.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, granddad was militant, fam. It's like
My
raw.
granddad was an OG, bro.
For real,
Old school OG, yeah.
I bet you thank God for him now, innit?
Yeah.
Don't tolerate.
Don't tolerate nonsense. Education straight up. No stupid boyfriends coming to the yard. regulate that from early. Like you're gonna show respect.
Good.
You know, and you can see it in his daughters. Like none of his daughters are,
stray cats.
Yeah, they're doing their thing. So yeah,
walk high.
Aye.
Look at this.
He failed, didn't it?
When my granddad's house, bro, you'd be lucky if you have teeth, bro.
Bro, yeah, that's mad.
Yeah. That man is proper religious, proper, that stuff in his house, you're banished, boy.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah.
My mum took science, just because it was the only subject that my granddad weren't too good at. So she thought, let me try and finesse the system.
You might know what to quiz me.
Yeah, exactly, innit? But obviously she learned the hard way that daddy's still daddy, innit?
He done his research to catch up.
Yeah.
So, man. Do you think that the way that your parents were had an effect on you now being a parent?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. It's funny because even as I was driving here, I was thinking about the fact that my days off from work, I spend with my wife and my daughter. And I was just thinking about how certain men, that's hard for them to do. Right? That's hard for them to spend time with their family. So you find that the woman or the wife, whichever their relationship is like, will be like, oh, how come you don't spend time with the family? Because he probably feels like he's losing a lot of his social network, his social group. So, but me, I'm with my wife and my daughter every time I'm off work. And I think my family structure is what influenced that in my character. Because my father, the second he got back from work, he was home with us watching TV, helping us with our homework, eating food at the table together. So I think I kind of always wanted that when I grew up.
Yeah, I think I'm a home, but don't want to tell you, it's hard to get me out the yard, Bro,
so
TV series and movies, man.
So jarring, bro.
Thank God for Netflix.
And social media, and my ability to network online has probably made it worse. Because before you have to go to like a lot of networking events and stuff like that. But you can get into circles now if you're savvy on social media. And because we do the podcast as well, that opens up gateways.
Sammy will have a whole family online, bro, and never check them. Just don't ever make no sense, bro. Like, bro, like, if man was to go with the family podcast right now, and be like, how many people have actually met Sammy and Don? Click yes or no. Bro, majority haven't met Sammy, 100%.
But they've definitely chatted to you online.
Yeah, or maybe if they've been on the podcast. If they've been
chatted to me online.
Yeah, he loves that. But you see me, I can't operate.
That's the way forward, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do feel as if you've got the ability to socialize online for the right reasons, not just because you want to just look at people's videos and be like, oh, that's funny, LOL, and laughing emojis. If you're using it like to benefit your business, I think is the way forward.
Yeah, definitely. Me too. Like I think,
business wise,
and I think you build a community. That's one thing that. All right, it's not like a physical community where you go outside like, hey, Mrs. Johnson, like, hi, how's it doing? Like,
hey, Miss Parker.
You feel what I'm saying? But you still. Like, I've had people who've put me onto things that have helped my podcast. I've had people who've recommended videos. People know that I'm into like history and stuff like that. They've recommended videos or philosophy, and and you all just work together to empower each other. I think sometimes those people, they're more OG than people you've grown up with. You feel what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, you want to buy a shirt? You see the thing about the shirt, though, bro. Like, man, bare excuses in it. And then somebody who you've never met before, or that you've talked to online, they're like, bro, can I get 2? Can I get 3? I'm trying to give one to.
But that's the same with everything. Yeah, that's the same with everything. Do you know what I mean? My closest friends don't support my music.
I was literally just about to jump into your music and say that. I don't think that happens.
No, they don't.
Yeah, with music.
I've even had friends say to me, don't do it anymore. Like one friend says to me, after you play it to me, I don't listen to it. Yeah, but they're being real with me though. They're being real with me. I respect that honesty. That's when I knew, okay, you know what? I don't care what my friends think. Like to me, like you said, the people out there, the reason why they're called fans is because they genuinely like your music. You know, friends don't genuinely like your music all the time. Some do, but unfortunately, then even if they do, they're gonna want a free T-shirt because they're gonna be rolling with you. So you can't say, oh, you want a free T-shirt, because they're gonna be by your side helping your brand anyway. But unfortunately, some will not help you with your brand. So you just gotta understand it just the way it is, man.
Yeah, and I think you need to understand also that your friends, they offer something different You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the times you got a problem, you're not really gonna call a fan.
Yeah.
I was about to say, you know what? Yeah, for me, it's always been like understand how life works, innit? And life works with the understanding that not everybody can be in the same place or the same space as you want them to be. So for me, I have my friends who I like to party with, you know, and they don't cause beef. Do you get what I'm saying? We just party and we have a good time. And then I got my G's who are for house parties, because my G's who like to party don't understand that this is a house and, you know, you can't smash up everything, innit? We're not in a club, innit? So I got friends who do the house parties,
it depends,
and then I got friends who, you know, do the music thing, will come to your shows and all the rest of it. Like
But they won't come to your house.
Yeah, but they won't come to your house, bro. Like there's different people for different occasions, and I think once you master that understanding, you can understand life a little bit more. I've seen people burn bridges just because they don't understand
that. Yeah,
exactly.
100%.
They grow to resent their friends. It's like, bro, like your friends offer something different, so just relax, man. You know, let everybody play the part that they're supposed to and keep it moving.
For real. It's good you said that, because there's certain friends who you won't bring around your family. Like there's certain friends I would not bring around my wife and my daughter.
Yeah.
But outside, they're bona fide.
Yeah.
But I just know that's not their environment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because there's certain things they might say, certain vocabulary they might use, certain information they might let out, which is not necessary to be let out. And you're like, then you just see your wife look at you like, dude, man. This, like, do you know what I mean?
You know?
That's proper important.
Oh, man. So who were some of your role models, like, growing up?
I'll be honest with you. When I was growing up, I had bad role models, man.
Is it?
Yeah, I was the stereotypical, like, wannabe.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? You looked at America and you thought, whoa, like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my role models were just not good role models. And I knew they weren't, but I think because I grew up in a very good, strict household, sometimes you want a bit of danger.
Yeah.
So my role models were people who gave me an insight into a world that just seemed very alien to me. And because I grew up in a certain environment where it's like we had our version of it in the UK, it slowly could have been something I could have got myself lost into, because I was that wannabe who was a serious wannabe. So I could have been worse than...
Just looking for the opportunity.
Yeah, I could have been worse than anyone. My mum sent me to Ghana and left me there because she noticed that about me. I was around the wrong people. Some of the people I was around, they're big. They're big in the ends. Now they even beef each other because there's certain parts of the ends that don't get along where I'm from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I know all of them. And I chat to all of them. So sometimes it's a bit awkward, but I know if my mum hadn't sent me to Ghana, I would have had to pick a side.
Pick a line,
You know what I'm trying to say?
So mom kind of saved you.
My mum saved me. She never, bro, I'm telling you, like, obviously, God rest her soul now, but I told her to her face when she was alive, the best move she ever made was sending me to Ghana. At the time, I didn't get it, but it's the best move she ever made because I came back and I just could not relate with these guys, but I still had that love for them. So it'd be like, hail up. And to this day, still hail up. But I won't roll with them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
How long were you in Ghana for?
Damn, I kept going back and forth, bro.
Oh, yeah.
I was a bad boy, I'm not gonna lie. I punched my teacher in the head.
One of your mates.
In one of those, what do you call those? Purple class, blue class? That young. That young. I punched her in the head.
Mates, innit?
Yeah.
Bro, like, they couldn't get me to Ghana. But, like, to be fair, I don't even know. It was mad. Like, I dragged up a teacher by her hair. Like,
okay, so they got that far.
Yeah, so...
I dragged her.
Yeah,
I'm doing in a room with these guys.
Bro, do you know what it is? Like, when you were young, you're just like... I don't know. You just don't want nobody to talk to you some way. Like, especially when you come from certain areas. You're like, wait a minute. What gives you the prestige to chat to me like this? Like, as a teacher. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, some teachers were rude. Some teachers were
what it is, yeah? I was never physical, but I was on the verbal.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was on verbal, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I remember there was this time, my teacher, and she actually turned out to be one of my favorite teachers, innit? But I remember she was going off about something, and I was like, who does she think she is, though? And everyone just went, hey, what's going on here, innit?
Bro.
And I was like, do you actually think that you can sit here and talk to us like that? You know that all of us are going to go on to achieve the things that we're going to achieve, and you're still going to be here.
Teaching, yeah.
Is that why you're mad?
Yeah.
Yeah, Sammy was...
Wow, bro, if I'm gonna lie, if I was a teacher and you said that to me, that would have hurt my soul.
Yeah. Sammy used to break teachers,
soul,
boy.
Man,
like, he used to break teachers
because
with the word
it's
verbal.
the truth. It's the truth because it's like there's this kind of like saying with teachers where it's like they failed, so now they have to teach. But then there's the real teachers who actually see. A lot of people get this term teacher wrong. If you're a teacher and you naturally have the ability to captivate the minds of the youth, then you're designed to be a teacher. But when you do it because you're like, well, I've got this knowledge, I've got nothing to do, let me just give it to these lot.
Yeah.
Those are the ones I hate because, like you said, those are the ones that can be disrespectful. Those are the ones that don't realize that you're not actually teaching, you're just pursuing a career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
And a lot, bro, some teachers, not all, but some teachers, they've got into the profession to bully people who haven't made the most of their potential.
Yeah.
And for me, that's particularly egregious because you rob somebody's future. I was saying this to my mum the other day. I think teaching is one of the most virtuous things that a person can do. Yeah. But if you do it wrong, or if you've lost love for it and you just do it because it's a paycheck, and because you do that, you rob bright children of a future that they could have had.
Yeah.
To me, that's criminal. You know, for me.
But they're not even aware of it. 'Cause like I said, they don't know what being a teacher means. They don't. You know, like you said earlier, you love history. When you study history and you see the real teachers of ancient Kemet, the real teachers of ancient Kush, they were actually teachers.
Yeah.
They taught you like philosophy. They taught you things that could give you a meaning to life, a code to breaking the code to life. Yeah. You know, and it came with the mathematics and it came with the science and it came with all the other things like astronomy and all that kind of stuff. But today they just go, this is this, and if you don't do that, then you're dumb, and if you don't do that, then you're not gonna get a career, you're not gonna get a job. What? Like, can't you just make me tap into my truest potential? Yeah. Why are you gonna make me like, you know?
I get that there has to be standardized testing. I'm not against standardized testing, by the way. I think you need a form of understanding where you are, and like I say, I've got no problems with that. But I think that the way that teaching is, it kind of robs your love of learning. It sticks you in a class with a bunch of people, and everything's about right or wrong. So like somebody said, like I think Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about this on the Rogan podcast, and he was saying that cat is spelled C-A-T, yeah? Say someone spells it K-A-T. That's wrong, but it's close, isn't it? Yeah. And then if somebody spells it W-A-W, yeah, that's very, very wrong. Yeah. And he was saying that in schools, there's no distinction between K-A-T and W-A-W.
Wow.
They're both wrong to the same degree. Yeah. And that's not good. Yeah. You know? He's like, because when you're a scientist, you might fail something, but the little bit of insight that you've got into that could be the reason for your breakthrough in the next thing. Yeah. Do you feel what I'm saying? And we're not taught that. So we become averse, especially if all of the stuff that you talk about is wrong. Like if you're a guy and you get up and you're one of those guys and the teacher's like, oh, can you read of Mice of Men? And you're like, and Lenini.
Alright, them people used to make me bust up, man.
But as it comes in front of class and read.
Hey, do you know what? I slapped it on someone, you know? Like, they were like, oh, who wants to read? And he put his hand up and I was like, hey, bro, don't do this again.
You guys just gave me a memory of back in school. That's what I was laughing.
Fam, you have to slap it on some people.
God. But you see that. You see, as kids, we're little savages. So we're laughing, we're roasting.
We don't even realize you're destroying that person.
Yeah, you said an important point, bro. We're destroying that person's confidence.
Yeah, it's true.
And then when
I was that guy, I ain't gonna lie. I just showed a lot of people. I remember there was this kid who came from Afghanistan. This is long before 9/11. And this guy,
can we keep that? You're trying to get the whole podcast shut up.
Yo, and this guy, he couldn't even speak English. And the teacher took the piss and took him to the front and read, and he was like, big 16-year-old, or how old were we back in those? I think 14, 15. And he was like, the boy is his voice was deep. He had a mustache.
No, that ain't no
The
boy,
boys go to and he went, I can't do this. He went and sat down. I just started laughing. The way this guy looked at me, even then I knew, damn, these guys are gonna block the Twin Towers one day. The guy gave me this look like, you wait till we see you what we are. No, actually no, Afghans, I'm sorry. I love your food, by the way.
Oh, that's wild. Hey, man, don't condone none of that. I'm just saying, bro. I know some good Pakistani.
No, bro. Come on, man. That's just one particular person who couldn't read.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, but going back to the point, innit? It's like lots of people are losing confidence in that classroom, and that develops it cultivates fear to learning.
See,
So
but I think there's a, you know me, yeah. I think there's two sides to it, innit? I think the first time, I think you're right, innit, for a certain percentage of people, innit. But you see where I grew up, well, you grew up in the same place, of course you know where I grew up. But I feel that for some people, that was what made them read. Do you get what I'm saying?
Because they felt like they didn't want to get
you didn't want to get grilled in class. So I think it's a fine line, isn't it? But again, I think that's where you're right. I think that's where the teacher needs to know what's what and what is helping the kid and what is not.
As a teacher, you're like a coach for learning. And it's just the same as if you have a Muay Thai dojo, and you got 30 kids in there, you're going to have some who are super confident. Right? And they just pick their natural athlete. I don't want to say natural athletes, but they've got a good athletic base. So they're doing like their third class, their fourth class, they're doing spinning back kicks. And you got this other guy and he can't get it, You have to treat those two different.
Of course.
And you need to be able to cultivate them. But I think there's so much stress and pressure on teachers that all they care about is deliver this, force feed it if you can, and then move on to the next part of the syllabus.
So do you think those who designed the curriculum don't want teachers to tap into their full potential either? They just want them to want them to just do the role and that's it.
They don't. I don't think they do. I think they want kids to be able to get enough skills to enter the workforce.
Of course.
To go into the workforce.
Jeez.
And as long as you do that, they don't care.
You served your purpose, innit? It's almost like that. What's it called? What's that Pink Floyd music video? All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. It's in the video before.
No.
Oh, guys, you got to check out. It's literally like a conveyor belt of children sat behind school desks. And every time the machine goes doom, they come out with a suit and tie and a thing, and it's just doom, and they're all the same. And then one of them is showing how different he is. The teacher goes, "You sit down and you get back in line. You don't speak." Then it shows the backstory of that teacher. His wife is abusive to him, so he comes with that aggression and projects it on the kids. Bro, it's one of the deepest music videos ever. Pink Floyd, I think it's called "Brick in the Wall." I think it's called,
I'm gonna check that.
And it's true. But to be balanced as well, there are some people who need that education. There are some people who are going to be solicitors and lawyers and doctors and people that we need in the workforce. But other people, we're wild, bro. Like, do you feel what I'm saying? And we need to cultivate our creative side. Now, I don't know how you do that in a classroom, but I think one of the things you need to tell people, and it's scary because parents will not want you to say to their kids, like, maybe education is not for you. Maybe
especially if your parents are African.
Bro, can you imagine? Maybe you need to develop a skill. Maybe you need to don't lose your creative side. Exactly. Things like that.
I think in this day and age now, with like people like KSI and people like on his caliber who can utilize all the tools that you have now with technology, there are a lot of parents who are kind of realized, okay, my kid might not have that, but look how good they are at that. Because I know I was watching a documentary just about 2 weeks ago about models and how parents are throwing their children into being models from young because they're realizing this kid is the brightest in this, but in that, she or he's killing it. So I think we should utilize all avenues as well.
You have to be. I think you have to be an attentive parent.
Yeah, definitely. Because keyword attentive.
You need to be you just need to be an attentive parent because you're gonna realize that your child has certain strengths and weaknesses, and I feel like it's your job. The teachers they're gonna teach in it, and we know what the system is already. So my overall perspective is, if you snakes can bite you, innit? So if you pick up a snake, and it bites you, you can't be like, oh my gosh, the snake bit me. You know, like that's what snakes do. Yeah,
that's what they do.
So you know how the education, like, especially if you've been here like 2 generations and stuff, you know how the system works. You know what school is. So it's your job to balance things out as a parent. No, you feel what I'm saying?
You know, that's deep. You said that because a lot of parents, especially from my generation, they left it all to the system.
Yeah,
They weren't very attentive. They just thought, you don't know this, that you're stupid. You don't know that you're a failure. Do you know what I'm trying to say? So it was left to the system. The system's looking at you. I'm not trying to get racial, but the system's looking at you like, well, it's not my job to teach you your history. And technically it's not.
Yeah,
it's not my job to give you self-empowerment because technically it's not. So if mum and dad are saying, what do do? And then you go there and they're saying, right, we're going to do history class and and you guys were slaves. But you, Alexander the Great, Caesar, and everyone in the classroom's like, oh yeah, look at my history. And then you're there like, man, I don't know no Malcolm X. I'm not African American. Let's talk about some African stuff. And then all they say is slavery. You know what I'm trying to say? You're not going to have the best self-esteem. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's another reason why you find a lot of people who think, I've done this education thing as well. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you're true. What you said is true. Attentive. Because that's one thing about me. I've always said me as a parent, I want to be so attentive with my daughter because I understand all the factors that are going to be against her. All the things that are going to be against her without her even realizing it. Because I didn't realize it. I had to get to a certain age, be like, Mom, Dad, you've done an amazing job. But you missed out this bit. This one bit you missed out. And that's why you find, if you notice, a lot of Africans at the time were not very proud to be African. They were saying, I'm from Jamaica.
Yeah,
with a thick African accent.
I'm half Jamaican.
I'm half Jamaican.
Where you from? Kingston, bro.
Kingston, Jamaica. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those ones, I never did that. I was 100% proud to be Ghanaian. And the reason why, I thank my uncle Kwaku. He was a Pan-Africanist. And he used to go to all the Pan-Africanist events all over Africa every year. So if it was in Eritrea, he was there. If it was in Congo, he was there. Wherever it was, every year he was there. So because he had that pride in him, he had more pride in being African than my mum. My mum was just African. So she didn't need to show her pride. She did it by wearing the clothes that she wore, but she wouldn't actually speak of it. Whereas my uncle, every time he opened his mouth, Africa, Africa, Africa. He played music, Africa, Africa, Africa. He wore clothes, Africa, Africa, Africa. He hated his name. He used to be called Michael. He changed his name to Kwaku because that's the name that's, you know, everyone's got that middle African middle name. That's like Bond, the middle name. That's my first name. So it took me a while to wrap my head around. I used to call him Uncle Michael. Oh, sorry, Uncle Kwaku. Uncle Michael. Uncle Kwaku. And that's when I realized, damn, why do we have these names? They're not even our names. You know what I'm trying to say? They're not our names, like seriously. And that's when I realized that if not for my uncle, I would have been one of those kids in school going, I'm Bayesian, I'm this, I'm that.
But you know what it is? I feel like our parents, you got to remember, a lot of our parents grew up in the 60s here. You feel what I'm saying? Getting called the N-word and this, that, and the other, So when they had kids in it, they were like,
make it easier for them.
Yeah, because think about it, You call someone, you call a place, they've never seen you before. You fill out a job application, they've never seen you before, and you write down that your name is Samuel.
Boy, I don't agree. No, I don't agree. Because I went to school with Nigerian kids called Babatunde, Femi, Oluwa this and Oluwa that, and they were very successful in education. They didn't need to change their names. Nigerians were way more on keeping their names than Ghanaians. I rarely found a Nigerian with an English name. Even when I did, he still was acting like I'm Nigerian. He didn't give a damn about trying to be Jamaican or nothing like that, or trying to be from the Caribbean, nothing like that.
I do think that Ghanaians are more passive.
Way more passive.
I've got family members who prefer Nigerians because they're just like, in terms of a life mate, they like that a husband would be able to give them some direction and some stability. And they felt like, you know, with Ghanaian men, it's like, oh, do you want to do this? Oh, baby. Oh, sweetie. Oh, darling.
Okay, I'm definitely not like that.
So it's like, you know, they're trying to.
But it's funny what you say because there's Nigerian women that want that from a Ghanaian man. So it's weird. It's like,
do you know what's mad? I was about to say there's a high percentage compared to Ghanaian women that want to marry Ghanaian men. Nigerian women want to marry Ghanaian men, and Ghanaian women want to marry Nigerian men.
Because of that Yoruba demon. Yoruba demon. Igbo money man. They're scared. They're scared to leave their credit card. The Igbo man will go, so you trust me? 419.
Listen, you guys are going to get my cancelled.
Afghans and Nigerians don't like me, right?
We are halfway, We are halfway through the podcast.
I don't even like that jollof anyways. I don't care.
Man has got onto Afghan and Nigerian. Fam, I don't even know who's next.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
do you know what? Yeah, if this gets the most views, yeah, we are running this back. We are running this back, my brother.
Oh man. But yeah, bro. It's like, I don't know, man. I'm not gonna lie, in school I rated Nigerians highly. Yeah, I had 2 Nigerian friends in school, one called Benga and one called Chin. And I rated them because their names were Nigerian. And because of my uncle, I started to like clock certain things that most kids my age weren't clocking. Because most of my Ghanaian friends, they were happy to like have these names like Michael and John. And I'm one day thinking, why have I got this name? I don't like it. So I used to rate my Nigerian friends because they opened their mouth and straight away they had the accent. We were trying to get rid of the accent as much as I could. Because I was back and forth. So I had both the accents. When I come back, I'll switch up quick. And when I go there, I'll switch up quick. One day I thought, why not just keep it when I'm here? So I started using a thick Ghanaian accent. Just because I wanted to be like my Nigerian friends. That's how influential they were on me because they were very confident who they were. But they're very confident people, Nigerians. I can't lie.
Yeah, no, they are.
Very confident people.
Drip masters.
Do you know what's crazy as well? Like, for me, I don't know. I don't even think I was like, at that age, like 13 and that, yeah, I knew I was Ghanaian, but like, I don't think I ever got a situation where it bothered me that much to be like Ghanaian. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I just, bro, I'm from Ghana. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I can't change.
But you know, sorry, can I ask you a question? Were you born here?
Yeah.
But you still say you're Ghanaian, innit?
Yeah.
I always wondered, why do Ghanaians we do that? Because I used that as well. They say, where you from? I said, I'm Ghana. They're like, where were you born? I'll be like, here. They'll be like, you're not from Ghana, you're from here. I'll be like,
you know why, yeah?
I'm a Ghanaian though. That's what I was told.
Because my mum used to say, just because a dog is born in a stable doesn't make him a horse.
I love those Ghanaian.
Yeah, mum used to
I love those Ghanaian. What do you call it? Is it what do you call
Ghanaian proverbs.
Proverbs. I love them. I love them.
She used to say that all the time. She used to say it all the time. She's like, when things go wrong, yeah, you're going to find out how Ghanaian you are, innit?
Yeah.
So...
Hey, listen, I was just like, do you know what? From early, I just used to be like, right, this is NSG. I got options, fam. You lot don't know about. You see, when my mum flies to Ghana, she calls that home, you know. And when she comes back here and walks into the house that she has a mortgage in, she calls that home. How many homes you got, my bro? Do you get what I'm saying? So it became for me a thing where it was like, okay, I understand 2 different lives that you guys would never understand.
Yeah, I'm
and
grateful
even
for that.
though Ghana wasn't as developed as it is now, do you know what I'm saying? I still had somewhere to flee to. When I was like, it's like 30-something degrees out here, and you guys were going through rain period, I was like, I got options. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it just became like that. And I never really saw being Ghanaian as a massive, like, oh, you got the people who used to be like, oh, like your family clique and that. Do you get what I'm saying? Or
your family clique?
Yeah. Or like,
that's what
or they're like, oh, do you eat fufu?
Yeah, my family do clique.
Yeah.
Where's your dad?
Oh my days. You know what, yeah.
For me, like, I'm going to be completely honest, yeah. I always felt like, you know, certain people, yeah, they can't fight, innit?
Yeah.
So they have to be bare loud.
That's a good point.
Yeah, they have to be bare loud. And sometimes I felt like certain Africans were like that. It's like, bro, just be yourself. Be African in your deeds. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to chat it so much. Like, because it's kind of like you're insecure. I feel like, do you know what? To this day, I feel like black people haven't got the concept of freedom. Like, freedom is, like, and I know certain man's going to get onto me by saying this, yeah? But freedom is the ability to go out in a skirt if you're a brother. Other man them might not like it. But you're free. Do you understand? But black people, you know what we do? We regulate. Do you understand what I'm saying? We regulate and we say...
I got to disagree with
black
that,
man,
my brother.
yeah, but we say black man don't do that.
No, black man do that. Men don't do that. Why am I going to want to wear a skirt?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you go to certain tribes and they are wearing it. You understand? So, of course, you have to be sensitive of culture. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, a free man can do whatever he wants to do. That's my point. I'm not here to have a discussion whether man should
but
wear
unfortunately, we live in a society, especially in the Western world, where there's just certain things that you don't have the freedom to do.
No, but you say that.
Okay, so I don't want to go to work.
Yeah.
Am I going to pay my mortgage?
Yeah,
but that's a consequence.
No, but that's the point I'm trying to make. These are some of the points I'm making where you can't have the kind of freedom you're talking about.
No, but you can. But you want to have it here. You understand what I'm saying? If you go to Ghana and build your house, you don't have to pay no mortgage.
Okay, so that's different.
This is what I'm talking. Freedom is because you have to. There are laws.
Well, the thing is, the freedom. So I hear both sides, isn't it? I think
don't be offensive, bro.
No. Wait, 1 second, bro. That's how you're trying to rope me in, yeah.
Damn, dude.
No, I think for me, it's the option or the opportunity to do something, regardless of what it is, innit? That's the level of freedom, innit? So, as you're saying, innit, you can choose not to go to work. You won't get paid, but you can still choose. I mean, and in this country, to be honest, you can sign on. You know, like
I don't want to be doing that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not encouraging it, but you know, there's the option.
I'm not throwing shade, but I've had co-workers, that go off sick for 4 months, just before their pay's about to get decimated, and it gets half. They come back in for a week. Hi. Yeah. Then they go off sick again.
What kind of lifestyle is that, man?
You understand what I'm saying?
But you know what? Some people. But this is what I'm saying. There is that element of freedom if you understand it and you want it. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's ways to navigate the system. The problem is, that like I find that ethnic minorities, well, I don't even like that word, innit? But anyway, they don't know how much is in store for them. Do you know what I'm saying? And they're not always willing to learn that, especially if you're born here. You take for granted that there's actually a system in place that, you know, can work, innit? And it can work for you, it can work for a lot of people, but we just don't look into it, innit? So it's like, you will have some people who are off work, or, you know, they go into a meeting, or they've had a job for ages, and they don't get their expenses paid. And then you speak to someone else, and they're like, yeah, bro, like, I get all my expenses paid. And you're like, you work in the same company as me? Like,
they understand how to...
Because they understand it. Do you know what I'm saying?
How to use
and I think that's what it is. You know, even though we have the option to be in Ghana for us and to be in England, how much do you know about the Ghanaian system? Do you get what I'm saying? What is the opportunities that are afforded to you when you're in Ghana? But you've been to Ghana bare, innit? Do you see what I'm saying? And then what are the opportunities within England? Most people don't actually
some people know everything.
I've seen people bleed the system dry. You would think that they're millionaires based on the fact of how much money they get from the system and how much money they save from their own money.
No, that's a very good point. That's a very good point.
And so I think, you know, there is an element of freedom, but
if you know how to use your advantage,
you have to work for that. Do
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You have to understand what is going on, and some people just choose not to.
Yeah, it's true. Ignorance is beautifully bliss. It's beautifully bliss, man. Seriously. Because one thing I learned during the lockdown, I learned just how much you have to know your law. There was a guy who owned a recording studio, and he was like, "Oh, guys, I'm done now," you know. And then let's realize a mate of his who worked next door in a restaurant said to him, "Oh, you know, you can get some kind of like allowance from the government," and then his studio's back up because he got that knowledge that he didn't know was out there.
And that's you see when me and Don talk about no Cain and Abel, that's a good example of what we mean. You know what I'm saying? Like people getting together and spreading their knowledge together in order to elevate each other a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you don't do that, then everybody ends up a little bit less.
Bro, that leads to one thing I got asked. Sorry to cut you. You were talking before about race, This is what I find with black people. We don't share that kind of knowledge. One thing I like about other cultures, like Asian cultures, even the Somalis, even though they're African, they still have a certain culture that makes them a little bit different, right? Because they have this bond as Africans, especially East Africans in general. My wife is East African. And when I'm around her family, I'm around her people, the kind of bond they have, I'm a little bit envious of it. Because I feel as if West Africans, we don't have that. You know what I'm trying to say? Even within our borders, we don't have it, let alone as a region. You know what I'm trying to say? That knowledge you said, we don't share it amongst each other. That's what I think is a lot harder for us to progress in terms of like economically.
But you only need a few. See, I remember coming to this conclusion in my early 20s, innit? You need a few good men. And for ages, people have been trying to galvanize the entire black race. That's what Malcolm was trying to do. That's what Martin was trying to do.
Marcus Garvey.
Yeah, that's what Marcus was trying to do. And so I don't necessarily, like, you look at the effectiveness. I'm not here to debate their philosophy or their politics. But look at the difference that the Nation of Islam made in Brooklyn, Harlem, Chicago, all of those people who were gangbangers were coming out. And they were reading everything.
I mean, wasn't Malcolm X himself a criminal?
Yeah.
He was a hardened criminal, man.
He was.
Yeah.
Went to prison for burglary.
Yeah.
You know? And when he got there, do you know the nickname they gave him? Satan.
Because he was red.
That's what
Why?
Because he was so against religion.
Real?
He was going against all of them. They were like, bro, you can't be holy, fam. And look at that. By the time
now when you think of Islam,
that's what you see what I'm saying? And so it's just a bit mad. Like I just feel like you need to get together with people who believe in what you're doing. You all need to make a commitment to learning what you can and strengthen each other. And that's one of the reasons why I don't
love that.
Yeah, I don't that's one of the reasons why I don't necessarily think that we always have to agree on stuff. Me and Don don't agree about nothing. Like all of that stuff, yeah. But we have a commitment to a vision for our family. You understand what I'm saying?
Fam, have you heard the story that that T-Pain dropped about Future, innit? Because there was this story about T-Pain and Future beefing, innit?
Oh no.
And actually, like, when I was listening to this, I was like, oh, right. So basically, yeah, someone asked him, what is the beef with you and Future, innit? And he was like, well, there was no beef. Basically, you know, in Ace Hood, I woke up in a new Bugatti, innit? So then Future, basically, I think it was Khaled asked to borrow his Bugatti, innit? T-Pain's, innit? Put it in the video, innit? And then Future obviously leaned out in the Bugatti, spitting his verse, doing his thing, innit? So then when the video went up, yeah, like, he saw a picture of his Bugatti and was like, this looks real familiar. You know, so he put that on Future's page. Obviously, you know, like, if you know the character of Future, he's not going to rise to it and he's just going to be like, what? So, like, it ended up in a situation where Future was like,
why are you being strange?
Yeah. And then Khaled actually dialed T-Pain and was like, bro, what are you doing, man? Remove your comment. And he was like, nah. He was like, my Bugatti. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you mean? And he was like, but you said I could borrow it. Like, just remove the comment. And this, yeah, that whole scenario reminds me of black culture. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, if you can get a few good people together, as you're saying, innit? And they borrow and trade resources, they borrow and trade money, and they borrow and trade expertise, that collective will thrive. If you get a collective where it's like, but that's mine.
That's mine.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, like imagine, as I said, there's a picture on my Insta, innit, of me standing in a car. I don't drive. My boy owns a rapping shop. And, you know, he was like, raw, like, take a picture next to any car that you want, bro. Like, raw. So imagine I'm like, raw, putting my picture up, and he's like, yeah, that's my rapping store, my brother. But that's for standing in my car, but you're fronting. Do you get what I'm saying? Then it creates a completely different narrative, innit? So sometimes, yeah, like, I just feel like in the community, it's like, support each other. Do you know what I'm saying? You got a boy who's got a jewelry business, support that. You got a boy who's got a rapping company, link the two people up. You may not get nothing out of that, bro. Not a single penny. But being the plug is lovely, bro. That means that I can get jewels from my G and a whip from my G. Like, even if they charge me,
it's still going, it's still going where it needs to go.
Where it needs to go.
Yeah.
You know the amount of people who need something and they actually don't know who to
go to. And the person could be right next door to them.
That's what the Yellow Pages was created for. When you didn't know, you didn't know where to go for something. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
For real.
It's mad.
Nah, but you know what? It's deep what you said, because this also shows certain traits that we're known for. You know, psychologists who study black people, like some of the traits that they were known for, like, you know, you got the racist psychologist, then you got the ignorant racist who just goes, goddamn niggas. Then you got the psychologist who's like actually gets it and wants to break down our psyche. The one thing they both have in common when they describe us is that we don't work together. So how are we going to trade those resources when we look at it, like you said, dude say, why you front like you're by the car? We love to do that. You think you're something. What you fronting, bro? We love that stuff.
Calling each other out.
Yeah. We love that stuff, bro.
But I just don't understand it, because I'm like, listen, yeah, like, let's say you're shooting a music video and you're like, right, I need a car, I need some jewels. And I hit on my boy and I'm like, listen, bro, every man is benefiting. Do you know what I'm saying? You get the video that you always wanted. Bro, what was that?
No,
what was
but
that
you
white
know-
brother's name who just went knocking on people's doors like, can I borrow your mansion? Can I
Oh,
borrow
that was some years ago, innit?
Yeah. And then people bust him and he put together a bussy video.
Yeah.
And it's
I
like,
remember that, yeah.
in the black community, people be like, no, you're fronting, fam. You don't even have peas, bro.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
They'll degrade you straight away.
But then I'm like, but his video did better than you, man's. In terms of views. Fam, he was popping for a while.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so it's mad, you know, like, you gotta help people out, bro.
Yeah, you gotta be very strong to be black, mate. Trust me, because you're going up against a lot of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No, it is what it is. Like, I just feel like I'm a very individualistic person, innit? I think that you have to, like, I've said this bare times, innit, yeah? But one of my favorite scenes, yeah, in the movie 300, yeah, is when Leonidas is talking to Ephialtes, the guy who betrayed them, the hunchback brother. And he says, every man must lift his shield, fight to neck. Yeah. So you are required to do some stuff first before you talk about benefiting the community. There's so many people who are in a rush to benefit the community, but they haven't done the individual work. You know what I'm saying? And so you get into a situation where your character gets called into question, and then down the line, people are saying, yeah, bro, man's just using his position to sleep with girls. Because you haven't done the individual work. You don't know how to fight temptation.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Or, right, he's just stealing our money. And it may have come from a good place, but if you don't know how to invest money, if you don't know how to take somebody's investment and make it better, yeah, then you're a crook.
Yeah.
Not even by your want to be a crook, but because of your incompetence, because you didn't take the time to understand it. You feel what I'm saying? And so
that's very important still.
Yeah, and so I think I am 100% down for people to come together, innit? But your competencies must be aligned. You know? And if you get together in a group and you realize somebody's competency is not aligned, you have a decision to make. Either you raise them to the standard, or you say to them, this is a table you can't sit at.
But you have to understand, though, you're an intelligent person, so you can want to see those qualities in a human being. And I'll give you an example. For instance, you look at some of the poorest communities in America, the African Americans who are in some of those communities. They've always got these pastors and these preachers who drive Bentleys, Bugattis. They have helicopters taking them to the service so they don't be late to come and preach to people. And I always wonder, these poor people, don't they realize this man's got rich off of your like offerings every Sunday? Because how did he go from having a flock of maybe 20 to a mega church of 2,000 or 3,000? And now he's bringing helicopters there. Like some years ago on World Star, one of the guys called Creflo Dollar, one of the preachers, was saying, I want to buy a helicopter because my last helicopter broke down. And he was asking people who weren't even Christian to donate. Do you know what I'm saying? And I remember thinking to myself, see, this is what I mean. Like, you're competent enough to understand, hold on, there's something about this guy's character that isn't right. Like, how is it benefiting us as a flock and a congregation? But the people
that's why you got to do the individual work. I feel like a lot of the time, yeah, we have a lottery mentality. One big hit that's gonna be the bag.
But the thing
instead of saving £10.
I was about to say,
investing 10 months.
It's the psychology that we've kind of gained from that lifestyle that we had as slaves, the lifestyle that we had as because you know, I feel like we clutch when we're desperate. We are desperate and we clutch at anything. Do you get what I'm saying? To pull ourselves out of that situation. And that, you know, someone said to me, like, a desperate person or like a good-hearted person is the easiest target. You know, like, I was speaking to a businessman, innit, who deals in like foreign whips and stuff like that. And he was saying, you know, like, he was like, if you are too nice, he was like, you're a target. He was like, you know, and so I think because of that, that's what's happened. Some people, especially in churches and especially in places of worship, they expose themselves and their vulnerability. So it's easy. It's easy to point them out. Do you get what I'm saying? When someone comes in and they're like, "Listen, my marriage is breaking down," and someone like Creflo Dollar's like, "Ching."
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna help you with that. I'm gonna help you with that. And that's why you find a lot of like in those churches, you find a lot of those vulnerable women that just get sexually abused by these preachers and that, because they don't realize you're going to someone who probably, like you said, see, this is a perfect example. You said he can't control that aspect of his life, of his character, which is a sexual urge. He can't control that desire, so he knows he should not be taking advantage of that vulnerable female. But he's looking at her thighs and thinking,
No control,
looking at her breasts and thinking, and the devil's going, go, go, go. And he's like, your husband don't love you. Come to me, I'll show you. Do you know what I mean? It's wrong. But like you said, people don't watch. They don't see that in these people. They don't see that. Like me, I'm someone I don't follow because I don't trust anyone who says, I'm going to lead you. Because where are you going to lead me to?
Yeah.
Let's sit down and talk. Bring me on your level. Show me you're going to lead me to. If you can bring me on your level, then I respect you. But if you want me to be there so you can have the key to success, and you're not going to tell me how you want me to do it, then you want a minion.
Someone said to me, because for ages I was kind of looking for a mentor, especially as a podcaster, innit? And somebody gave me some sick advice, and they were like, if you're going to look for a mentor properly, yeah, look for somebody who was a millionaire before they became a podcaster. Or got like they didn't sell courses. Yeah, they didn't sell online courses. They didn't do any of that because that's how they got rich. The people who followed them made them rich through the courses and stuff like that. They didn't get rich because of business savvy in podcasting, angel investors, talking to sponsors and stuff like that, leveraging all of that stuff that you need as a business person, innit? They just basically said, yeah, our followers will pay for us to be successful. Now, I think that if what you're offering is genuine, yeah, then cool. It's an exchange. It's like going to Nike. Nike is going to give you a pair of trainers. You're going to get to wear them. You're going to give them money. Yeah. So if you put together, if you're a proper teacher, like we were saying before, if you're a proper teacher and you're a leader and you know how to make people's business better and you charge for doing that, you gain something. That's cool. I don't have problems with that. But there's some people who are sharks and they'll get you to buy an overpriced course, you know, and they sell it deliberately overpriced. So you think that, raw, this is an extravaganza, right? And they give you some basic wash knowledge that you can get from any YouTube vid. And then they say, yeah, go make it on your own. You know? So I think you have to be very careful of who your leaders are, who you embrace as a guru or whatever you want to call them, innit? And you, like I say, you always have to be working on yourself.
Yes.
You know, because at the end of the day, when you lay your head in the pillow, that's you. You know what I'm saying? If you got a pissy stained pillow, that's your own hand that put that there. If you got the suave duck feather pillows, it's your hands that pull it there. So you are responsible for the lifestyle that you're creating.
It's all in here, man. It's all in here.
Yeah.
It's all in here.
You know, you just got to, I feel like you've got to align your passion and your competencies and then just be consistent. And, you know, most people who can do that, I'm not saying they all become millionaires. I'm not saying they all, but
there's some level of success.
They're better for it.
Yeah,
they're better for it, you know. And I think if that's anything, if I have anything to offer to the black community, is that, you know. Cause bare times we follow people. Oh, Obama, we need to follow Obama, you know. Bro, we ain't even American.
Let's just talk about rappers. The fact that we follow rappers, but that in itself is scary, you know. It's scary. You're following someone who's been given a platform, not because they're intelligent and not because they have anything to offer that's positive. It's because they can sonically put words together and do it in a melodic form that makes you go, "Ooh, yeah." But what are they saying? That's the scary thing, you know.
Some people do it correctly, and some people, I don't want to say do it incorrectly, because some people, yeah, like if you go to a club, yeah, there's certain songs that you don't want to hear. Do you feel
my wife just died. My life is hard. Now buy a drink at the bar.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? There's certain things that you don't want to hear in that environment. My thing is always, is the culture balanced? Is it offering lots of
Definitely not balanced right now, bro. There's too many lil this and lil that, and they're all drinking the same thing, lean. And they all look drugged out. Like, it's embarrassing, bro. No, it's like a what do you call that place where all the mad people go? Mental asylum. It's like a mental asylum full of littles. Do you know what I mean? That's when they come to come get their drugs. They must get confused. Not little pump. Just come get your meds, man. Do you know what I mean?
And the sad thing is, a lot of those guys are medicated. You know,
seriously medicated.
And so, I think I don't know, man.
But I think we need to like at the end of the day. I think that's because that's what the culture consumes.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like you got to think about it.
But
A
my
lot
thing
of the
is like, is it? Because it's weird, bro. It's weird to me that we've gone from Lauryn Hill and D'Angelo to what we have now. Like, it was the same culture that was embracing that stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
but
I
you
don't
say
know
that
because I don't know whether it's a cultural change or whether it's been instigated by music executives.
I think it's.
I don't want to get conspiratorial, but
I think there is
both. Yeah,
yeah. I think there's both going on. I think they go hand in hand because what you said earlier about we choose to consume it. I think there was the group of people that now are the majority who consume this nonsense. They existed then as well. But like you said as well, there was a balance. I think that balance is now slightly tipping the scale.
And I think you're right. And I also think that there was a presence of gatekeeping because there was no internet. Like the internet essentially cut out the middleman. Like you can go online right now, you can sign up to a platform and they'll do your distribution.
You put your nonsense out.
You know? And as long as you've got a fan base to back you, you're gonna get picked up. The labels, they care about one thing:
numbers.
Can you sell
numbers?
Yeah, can you sell units? And you can talk about anything you want.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. As long as it does numbers.
But I've been saying this, you know, like this stuff for me, is just this stuff for me ain't new stuff. Do you get what I'm saying? Like when you think about like a lot of the groups, like we were obsessed with American culture, you know, growing up.
American
do you know what I'm saying? And a lot of that culture shaped. I don't want to talk too much, you know. I'm not trying to ruin no one's bag, innit? But you know, a lot of that culture came over to London, not just in terms of the roadman culture, but in terms of how music is maintained, how music is funded. How do you get what I'm saying? Who signs who? Do you know what I'm saying? Whether you're independent, you know that independent model. Even though we discussed it with Nash, is an American thing. Do you get what I'm saying? It's a proper American thing. Do you get what I'm saying? To be an independent artist, that means, you know, you was on your block, that you knew certain people. Do you get what I'm saying? That's that Papoose handing out your mixtape and stuff.
No, but also you had the Tech 9. You know Tech 9?
Yeah, Tech 9.
Like his model was very much like a record label, but independent. So you had that route as well. Then you had the Slip and Slide. Then you had the Rap a Lot. Then you had there was many independent models that were more like record labels.
The first person I actually recognized doing that here was Mike GLC.
Mike GLC had Mike that GLC, on lock.
Yeah. You know,
he had that on lock. What?
They like the hood loved him,
bro. I know Mike GLC, right? He's a personal friend of mine, and I was around him at the time when he was doing the CDs. And there's, even as a man, it's embarrassing to say this. There's times obviously I'm married now, so my wife don't kill me. But the times I try and holler at a certain chick, she's looking over my shoulder at Mike GLC.
He's the guy with the bag.
Because he's standing and he's surrounded by all these kids bringing him money. They're just bringing him notes and he's going and he's giving them more CDs and he's just a hustler guy.
Street team.
And they just look, and obviously he's a good looking guy, so there's that as well. So I just lost, man. I ain't gonna
it gets like that, man.
There's worse people to lose to, man.
True. Thank God.
Oh man.
So yeah, it's mad important. Well, we're not gonna talk about your music.
Yeah, let's
we're just vibing, innit? But, you know.
I had bare questions. I asked like two of them.
The conversation's flowing, man. It's flowing.
No, that's how I like it, though.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So, I want to know, who are some of the... No, this is what I want to do, You just got the sickest track, from your favorite producer, innit? You got 5 people. You got 4
Wait,
people.
who's your sickest producer?
Hold on. Oh, yeah, okay, go on.
Yeah, who's your favorite?
Premier.
Oh, yeah,
okay,
DJ Prem. Okay, yeah.
High tech Premier and what's that guy? Alchemist.
Okay, yeah.
Those are my 3 favorite producers. Yeah.
So you got a beat from one of them,
Yeah.
Pick whoever you like in it. You got 4 artists.
4 artists.
And 1 singer.
One singer.
To do the hook.
I'll be honest with you, I've always loved Lil Mo.
Okay.
Lil Mo from the early 2000s.
Yeah.
I would love to have her on a hook as a singer.
Okay.
And rapper-wise, I would love to bring Big Pun back from the dead. I would love to work with Big Pun. I'd love to bring Big L back from the dead. But obviously, let's not go down that road. So, all right, Alive, Currency. I love Currency. I love Freddie Gibbs. Who else? I would love to work with, I think, Currency and Freddie Gibbs for now. I can't think of anyone. J. Cole. I would love to work with J. Cole. And I love to work with Wretch 32.
Okay.
Yeah, I love to work with Wretch 32.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, if I could throw another one, I'd love to work with Dave.
What is it? Oh, yeah.
I love to work with Dave, man.
Dave's a young gunner right now.
Dave, to me, I thank God for Dave. Like, he's needed. You see what he's talking about the balance?
Yeah.
He's needed because he's like a Drake. He can tip both the scales,
yeah.
but he gives you that fine balance. I love that about
Dave. He's an artist.
Artist.
All right, Don. Go to.
Huh?
Yeah, bro, listen.
What? All right, so what? Wait, what have I got?
Okay, so your favorite
producer.
Yeah, you don't have to say who your favorite producer is, innit? But you've been given a tune by your favorite producer.
Yeah.
You got 4 spots.
Yeah.
To give to artists and 1 singer.
This is hard for me, yeah. The reason why I say it's hard for me, is because I always want to empower others, innit? But like, if you're talking about a track that just I'm feeling, innit?
Go down and legacy.
All right, so Mary J's definitely gone one of my favorite all time. You get what I'm saying? I gotta put Joey Badass on there. The guy's insane.
Why did I not think about that?
Yeah.
Yo, Joey Badass is dope.
Cole, like just cause,
come on, man.
Cole's gotta go in there, yeah.
It's cool.
And then like I would want to break it up a little bit, innit? Okay. So I'd probably dash like a young. No. Like, I probably want to put like a Rhapsody on there or something.
Ooh, she's dope. Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll probably finish it off, like with a chance to get that. Do you get what I'm saying? That bouncy flow. Do you get what I'm saying? Can't be serious all the time. Okay. Sammy, you know you're up next.
Yes, of course. So obviously, anyone who's watched this for a long time will know the hook is. Do you know who it is?
Ooh, nah.
Okay, Lauryn Hill.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah,
she's strong.
She can even give you a verse as well.
Yeah, she could.
I thought you were gonna say BJ Chicago Kid.
No.
Okay. Man, shut that down quick. Like, nah.
No.
He's very
not when Lauren, you know.
Yeah, of course. I hear you.
And then we'll have Jay Electronica.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, how did we both miss him? Yeah.
We'll have Jay Electronica.
That was a strong one.
We'll have Wretch.
Oh yeah, definitely Wretch.
We'll have. Now I guess a bit techie.
It does.
A little bit techie. We'll have Sway the Sappho.
Yeah, Sway.
We'll have Sway the Sappho.
Especially if he does that double time flow. Yeah. Don't play with that guy, you know. Don't play with Sway, man. A lot of people don't get it, like, seriously.
Yeah. And then, bro, this is mad. I'll ask a question I can't answer, you know. The last person.
Family, always going to be vexed. Even I'm vexed now that I've heard his.
Yeah.
You're always going to be vexed.
I'm like, damn, I could have picked that one. Joey Badass.
I don't know with the last one, you know.
Bro, you got to put it down in cement, bro. You think you can do this film family thing? No.
You know what? We'll go
Just
over
Will
the
Smith.
pond.
Just say Will Smith.
We'll go over the pond. Jadakiss.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Bro, I'm saying, I'll be honest with you. You might just make the song Jadakisses, because if you're gonna put Jadakiss in a song with those guys, they're finished. They're finished. Jada's just too much.
Do you know who I've been listening to recently and just giving him the time of day? Because I know he's cold. I've always known he's cold, but I just let some stuff fly over my head. Ghetts. And nobody.
Ghetts.
Yeah, and nobody.
Ghetts.
Yeah, do you know what it is? Like with people like Ghetts, yeah, because he can do the fast flow and he can do the slow flow. Yeah. Sometimes I get lost in the actual tune,
what
just
he's
not
saying.
what he's saying, innit?
Yeah.
So sometimes I've got to take a second and be like, okay, what is my man actually saying, innit?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like,
and sometimes
that's why he's got
sometimes you don't even get it the first time round. Sometimes you have to reload the track and reload the track. And you're like, bro, man said this.
And sometimes he doesn't stay in the pocket.
No, he doesn't. Yeah,
like he'll do. Yeah. So like the way
Ghetts, you see, Ghetts, yeah, he's a scary rapper. And the reason I say he's a scary rapper, like, you just don't want to be on the wrong side of Ghetts, because he could do you with a slow flow, he could do you with a double time flow, he could do you with an aggressive flow, he could do you with a calm flow.
You know what's mad? Yeah, I remember when I was in like college, yeah, and I was like, Kano is the most versatile rapper in the UK. You can put man on anything. Grime, hip hop, you name it. And over the years, I feel like Ghetts has surpassed him in that. You can put Ghetts anything, bro.
I think. Do you know what it is?
Bro, you could put. I'm willing to bet.
No.
I'm willing to put.
No.
Do you know what the thing is, yeah? All right, so let me.
I think he's gained more popularity.
No.
Because Kano's not as what's what I'm looking for? Consistent as he should be. So therefore you can say Ghetts can do like be more versatile, but I'm sorry, when Kano's on it, I'm sorry. Look, Ghetts is a demon when it comes to the bars. But if Ghetts is a demon, then Kano's the devil. He sends out the minions. Like, you can't mess with Kano, bro.
See,
you can't mess with Kano.
This is always going to be a techie argument. First of all, you got Leon in the room, and we know how he feels about Ghetts, innit? But second of all, I think the issue really is time and how much someone is putting into their craft right now, innit? So I feel like Ghetts is getting in his bag now.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying?
Not playing.
But I just feel like.
But I feel like Kano.
Remember the track, yeah. Sorry, remember the clash, yeah, between Ghetts and Bashi. Do you remember that?
Ask Carlos.
If you can remember how Ghetts was rhyming back then.
Yeah, it was wavy, mad, wild.
But
nuts.
But it was a little bit wild. His ability to tame things down, like his. And this is
like Little Bo Peep.
But this is where I think that this is where
I think it Ghetts.
Oh, okay.
This is where I think he trumps Kano, yeah, because his ability to go even tempo, high tempo, even tempo in the same song and give you lots of different looks in something as short as a 16. I don't know. It'd be good to like.
Kano's a way polished version like of Ghetts. I think Ghetts. I've always like felt like there's certain rappers who have their kind of like right hand man, and there's some similarities. Then there's ones where they're just hype men. Like for instance, Busta Rhymes and Spliff Star. Spliff Star is a hype man. You had Eminem and Proof. Proof was a hype man, even though he rapped as well. I saw him more as a hype man. But there's certain people who they roll with you, and they kind of like, for instance, you got like Nines and Scraps, you know, where they rap as well, but they're always like your right hand man, but they got their own style. I felt like with Kano and Ghetts, they were very similar, but Ghetts like an aggressive version of Kano, and Kano was more of like the polished version of Ghetts.
But I thought that back then.
Yeah, I was about to say,
I thought that back then.
So did I.
But to this day.
But
seriously?
Yeah, Little Bo Peep.
No, I don't think I heard it. Maybe I heard it on YouTube. I don't know the name. But I'll be honest with you. You know, when I go on Spotify, I don't even know what the name of the songs are now.
Do you know
that
why?
era where you read the sleeve is dead. Now you're driving and you could know a song but don't know the name.
I didn't even know it shuffled on my Spotify, and I was like, wait a minute.
See, there you go.
Ghetts, Dave, and Retro on the same track.
Oh, is that the one off Dave's new album?
I thought it was off Wretch's new album, but it might be.
I think it's off Wretch.
It's off Wretch's, isn't it? Yeah, it's off Wretch's new album. Yeah.
Alright.
So like when I heard that, yeah, I was like, I was cleaning. I was like, wait a minute, what? And I was like, wait. Don't that sound like Red? Wait, what? Dave, what? Get what? I was like, what is this?
What's the tune that's off Dave's album where all of them are on it? I think it's called Fire.
Fire. Fire.
Bro, that tune's hard, man.
That
tune's hard.
Yeah, that tune's wavy. As soon as I listened to that project, I decided that song was my best song before. Yeah. But actually, do you know what? Yeah. What's that thing called? Ooh, the track with Snow Allegro. That track's wavy still.
I don't know the name.
Law of Attraction. There you go.
Okay, yeah.
I think I know.
He's good with names and that, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know what it is? Like sometimes I can hear a rapper's voice and I'm like, yep, I know who that is. Sometimes I fight myself as well because I know it, but I can't get the words out. I'm like, who is this, bro? No, but I love music, innit? Like, proper have a passion for music.
I live about music.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so ladies and gentlemen, that is what we're gonna call it, a rap, baby.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for another episode. I hope that you got something from it. We touched a lot of topics.
So much, man.
Jeez. You know, you're going to have to go back and listen to this again because I feel like it was quite dense.
Yeah, it was.
But make sure you finish your food in it. So, my name's Sammy. Wait. Before we do that, Drazzy, where can people find you and your music?
Oh, just DRAZZY, The Drazzy Show. So THEDRAZZY Show, The Drazzy Show. Cool. On Instagram and you name it, just type up Drazzy on YouTube. It'll come.
Okay, cool. Yeah. We'll put a link to your Instagram in the show notes as well.
Appreciate that.
So, my name's Sammy.
My name is Don.
And we've been a family.
Bow.